Thank you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Financial Friday, Freedom Friday. And I have a very special guest here with us today. I want to welcome back to the show, Miss Rhonda Byrd.
Yes. Hey, Toya, TV. Hey, TTV people.
Hey. So Rhonda Byrd, she's a licensed insurer. She helps with retirement planning. She's an investment broker, overall financial advisor. She's been doing it since 2016 and can basically help you with anything you need to create, from trying to get out of a debt to creating a legacy that you can leave for your children. And so I asked Rhonda to come on the show today to give some advice or just talk about some of the things that she's noticed in the communities that people consistently need assistance with, or what's one of the first hurdles that people really have to get over. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how to go from that scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. So Rhonda, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling wonderful, and thank you for inviting me to the show again. It's always a pleasure to get on here and hash things out with you.
Yes, I feel the same way. So you now, when we talked before, you were talking about like one of the things that you notice is the mindset that a lot of people have when they come to you seeking assistance or needing help with their finances. So what are some of the things that you see?
Well, first of all, most of us, and I want to say us, meaning Americans, are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
And that starts the scarcity mindset right there. Because if that next paycheck doesn't come, the bills don't get paid, life ceases. I don't have a place to live. I don't have food to eat. And so that next check is everything for most of us, as we don't look at our lives with a space of abundance, that things are going to be taken care of. It's, if that check doesn't come, there's a problem and everything stops.
Right.
So that's where we need to start, because that's not what life is based upon, that one check. It really isn't.
Yeah, and I know a lot of us doing it. Like I lived that way for a good majority of time, being a single mom, especially. Like I didn't know what saving was at the time because it was just seemed like it was impossible to do. So what are some of the things that you try to talk to them about as far as trying to get over that hurdle?
Well, the first thing I actually have to identify what their relationship is with money. Are they afraid to spend? Are they, as soon as they get their check on Friday, are they broke on Monday?
Right, right. I know a lot of people like that. Yes. Yes.
Or just what's their overall focus with money? Do they feel like even though they got that check, that they don't have enough to cover? Are they robbing Peter to pay Paul? So looking at how they spend and what their relationship with money is today, we then break down what was the environment for money at where they were raised. Did mom tell you no at the grocery store? You can't have that. Mom doesn't have enough money. Don't ask me for nothing. That's something that you hear Black mothers say all the time. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me for nothing when we go in here.
Exactly.
Because she knows she has a certain amount, but it's a lot of tension and a lot of anxiety around that statement that is being passed on to the children.
Yeah. And then too, sometimes you see the children, they see the parents getting into it all the time over finances, and, learn that money is a problem. It's an issue, and create that mindset that way too. So.
Yeah. Definitely. So that's where we start. We start with what is the relationship to money, and how did that relationship come to be? So once we can find out, what the root cause of that, either the spending habits or the afraid to spend, either way, we just look at the beginning, and then after we've identified that, then we look at ways to overcome the scarcity mindset.
Okay. And then what is a tip that you can give somebody as far as that? As far as going into that?
I have a few tips. First of all, stop comparing yourself to the next person. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Because 9 times out of 10, they're over there struggling, trying to keep up
appearances.
Yep, they're trying to keep an image up. And if you're comparing yourself to their image and you really don't know what's going on in their bank account, they can be negative every week or every 2 weeks, because they're trying to keep up with this false image, and you try to keep up with them. No, let's look at ourselves, look what's important to us, and start there with developing different spending habits. So I help individuals prioritize and develop different spending habits.
And it's funny you mentioned that too, because I know I watched a movie not too long ago, a couple of days ago on Prime, and forgive me, I don't remember the name of it, but he was actually a financial advisor at a company, and they kind of show him at home talking to his wife, and she wanted to go out and buy a dress for this event coming up. And he's like, well, we don't have the money. And she's like, well, if you didn't buy that TV, then we would have the money. He was like, okay, well, maybe I can move the mortgage payment over here a little late, and they're living in this really nice house. He's a financial person for a whole corporation. And that's how he living. They sitting there trying to, like you said, rob Peter to pay Paul. It's crazy.
And you'd be surprised how many financial people don't follow their own rules. So that is not unusual. Being in this space, especially being with a company that I'm with, where we have, an everyday average person can become and go to, get the licenses and education to become a financial advisor. They don't always come with that mindset either. And it takes time and coaching to get them there. So that takes me to the next tip, if you will, is that your money needs direction. Because what that example you gave, if you had a fund or an account, as I recommend that you have 3 separate accounts at least, one for bills, one for emergencies, and one for fun.
Yes.
If you have a fun account, then you can get that dress, you can get that TV, you can get whatever you want, and not feel restricted, not feel like, again, that money is scarce.
Right.
You recognize that money is abundant because I'm creating an abundant space for it. So your money definitely needs to have direction. And I recommend 3 separate accounts for that. And that goes along with budgeting and financial planning. But definitely you need to give your money somewhere to go and something to do. Because if not, guess what? We find somewhere to spend it.
We sure will. Real quick. Okay. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. Don't go to the mall when you depressed. You gonna come out with more than what you needed. Yeah, that is for sure. And I like what you said too about the mindset as well, because our mindset has a lot to do with a lot of the things that we do, whether it's when it comes to money, whether it comes you trying to release weight, or you're trying to call more love into your life, whatever it is, that mindset does play a very tricky role in it. And also, I think in relation to that too, is your spirituality. How much faith do you have? How much belief do you have that those funds will find their way to you? I remember, like I said, I was a single mom living paycheck to paycheck. And I remember this lady tried to do a budget for me and she couldn't. And she was actually surprised because somehow or another, I actually pay extra on some of my bills, just to try to stay a little bit ahead. And she's like, you sure you don't have any more income? You sure there's nothing else there's nothing else. This is it. Just what you told me. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. She's like, and you pay extra. I said, yeah. She's like, okay, well, keep doing what you're doing, because I can't create a budget for you. I don't know how this is working. I really don't. And to be honest, it was just, I had that faith that, my bills would be paid, and, to stop stressing over it. And every month, everything got paid. And like I said, I even paid extra, and she couldn't figure out how it was happening. And I stopped trying to figure it out. So I agree with you with the mindset. At one point or another, you just get to the point, well, it gets done. So that's all that matters. The how and the why don't matter.
It doesn't. But that definitely goes to the intangibles around money. Really understanding that money is energy.
Yes.
Money is energy. It is a direct reflection of your connection with source and your connection with the world around you.
Yes.
Which is why and how that mindset comes into such a play. Because if you literally do have faith, and I'm not talking about faith without works, I'm talking about you operating in the manner that God, source, universe, spirit is going to take care of you.
Yes.
Then it will will get taken care of. But if you operate saying, oh, God is going to take care of it, however, you over here robbing Peter to pay Paul, then that's not operating in faith, and that's not showing the divine that you trust.
Exactly.
So then it won't get taken care of because you're too busy trying to do it. So,
or even on the opposite end where you like God is gonna do it while you go to the store and buy these red bottoms that you know you can't afford, you know.
Okay.
Like, you know, you got that mortgage payment, why are you trying to buy these expensive shoes? Come on now.
Yeah, that gets into emotional spending, and that is a little bit of a separate issue compared to faith. That's like these individuals who want to feel good about themselves and will sacrifice their responsibilities once again to look good or feel good by purchasing something.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of my sister when she was in nursing school. I think it was nursing school. Or it might have been high school. I'm not sure, but she was in school either way. And she said that she overheard these young ladies talking, and this is some years ago, but she heard these young ladies talking, and the girl was saying, you know, should I go get my hair done or get my car fixed? And her response was, well, I can look good at the bus stop. So she went and got her hair done instead of getting her car fixed. So I think there is some kind of level of, like you said, responsibility and really prioritizing things. Like what's important to you? Because for her, what was important was getting her hair done.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's a psychological part to that too, because money represents power and control.
Yeah.
So some people also don't feel like they have control in their lives. And so making a decision like that is, you know, I'm going to sacrifice whatever this is over here and do what I want to do for whatever reasons, just to have some kind of sense of having control.
Right.
So that, all of that plays into that emotional spending and those decisions that don't make sense. We'll just put it like that. It don't make logical sense, but make a lot of emotional sense at that moment. Because, you know, that secondary moment shows up after we make those decisions. When she's at the bus stop and it's 20 degrees outside.
Right. Right.
I shouldn't have got my hair done. Maybe I need to fix my car.
Right. Or 104 degrees outside. Like, come on. You just about to mess up your hair, okay? Yeah. Now, do you think there are any clients that you would say are impossible to help? You know, as far as, I'll give you an example. I'm going to use myself back in the day. Like when I said the lady was trying to make the budget for me and she couldn't figure out how to make a budget. So do you think there's a customer or somebody that is impossible to help in that type of situation? Like with me?
No, I don't. If you are willing to come and sit down and you want a change, I could definitely help, because I have a couple of other things that I offer in addition to just the budget. But the person that I can't help is the one, like the girl, the example that you gave. She really don't care about the car and she just gonna go get her hair done.
Right.
That mindset means that if we sit down and do a budget, you're gonna throw that budget away at the moment that some party or some insignificant thing shows up.
Right.
That's important at that moment. So it's a level of maturity that I look for when I'm selecting a client. You have to be ready for change. You have to really be at a space in your life where you want more.
Okay. Because I know I asked that question because if you had came to me back at that time, I may not have been open to it because I'm looking at my bills and stuff every day and every month. And I'm like, there's no way you can do anything for this. So I wanted to make sure that people knew, like, even if you are in that type of situation, there are things that you can do and there are ways to get out of it and ways you can get assistance. And Rhonda can assist you with that. So it's not an impossible situation. Okay. The only thing that's impossible is whatever you make impossible. So as long as you have some faith, some hope, or, you know, even just open to the idea that there may be a chance for something to happen, then you open that doorway to really get in there and have somebody assist you and help you, like Miss Rhonda Byrd.
Yes, and I want to say words have power. So even for that person that says, like you were like, nobody's going to be able to help me, words have power. And even if they're saying that to themselves, either nobody's going to be able to help me, or I'm not going to be able to afford that house, that car, that whatever it is that they want, you are creating a negative money block just in saying that.
Yes.
Just in thinking that. Because you don't even have to say it. Just those thoughts alone will create a block in your energy field so that the money can't come to you because you're telling it that it can't.
Right.
You're telling your mind that it can't. So those negative mental thoughts actually ruin your financial situation. And because where the mind goes, the man goes.
Yep.
You won't see the opportunities that show up. You won't see the blessings that are being presented to you because your Rolodex in your head, that loop that's going through your mind is that no one can help me, or I'm not able to afford this or that. So even if an opportunity shows up, you're going to immediately not see it or do something to stop yourself from even being able to experience it because of where your mind is. Your perception already won't allow you to see the changes and shifts in front of you. So if you're listening to this and you really want to change, just start off by saying, I can have that. I can afford. I do deserve to be able to live a better life. I do deserve to be able to budget correctly. I do have enough money coming in. Begin to change the words that you choose around money, and then you'll definitely see a change.
Yes.
And also be able, work with someone like myself to be able to make concrete changes in your life.
Yes. And then just to piggyback on that too, you have to have some degree of patience as well, because nobody became a millionaire overnight. Unless you won the lottery with a lotto ticket. Nobody becomes a millionaire overnight. It does take time and it takes patience.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So any final words that you want to give? Any final messages?
Yeah, even I want to tap into what you just said. Even someone who wins the lottery overnight. Think about the people who do win the lottery overnight and a year from then are flat broke.
Exactly.
It's because they didn't have the mindset to begin with. So with anything, you have to build it. It has to grow. You have to understand how money works. I do a program to teach you like how the system works from A to Z so that you can build those legacies, so that you can get out of debt, so that you can build your credit. All of those things we just aren't taught in school.
No, we're not.
So we're intimidated by it.
That's a good way of putting it about it. Yes, I do. Yes, intimidated. Yep, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and the system wants it like that. So to have the keys to be able to unlock those doors to wealth are everything. So again, just sitting down for 15, 20 minutes just to go over the mindset that is there, what financial blocks, what mental blocks are there, to see how we were raised, just putting it all together, clearing away the blocks, and then being able to start over with new mindset and a financial education can change everything.
Yes.
That's what it did for me. And I was able to shift and be able to, change my life completely. So I just like to teach others the same.
Yes, you do. You are very giving in that manner. And that's one of the things I know everybody who comes across you really appreciates, that because you will spend that time with them. So you are available to help people with creating financial plans, trying to do their legacy, create their legacies, and, get out of debt. Are there any other services you offer, like wills, things like that?
Yep, definitely wills and trusts. Also other health insurances, just everything financial, basically. Retirement planning. I even have some clients who are at retirement age and haven't saved anything. Also helping them to understand how to increase and manage their cash flow.
Okay.
Because the reality is pensions are dead and 401ks don't make any money.
No, they do not. So
to be able to actually create the life that you want to live when you no longer want to work actually takes real planning. I definitely tell people to create multiple streams of income. If you have gifts, utilize them, follow your passion, follow your heart, because that's where your wealth is going to be. So all of that is included with the financial planning.
That is some wonderful advice. So you guys take advantage of it. I'm gonna put her information below, which is going to be she's in Bitly, so it's bit.ly/have abundance, and the H is capitalized. But again, it will be below so that you can schedule your appointment with her. And for your is it a free consultation?
Yes, it's absolutely free, 30 minutes.
Okay, so for your free consultation, like it's 30 minutes, that could be a gold mine that really changes and turns things around for you. So I do recommend that you reach out to her, because she get at Rhonda, because she's just a beautiful soul, and she will find a way to help you. If it's a will, there's a way, and she will find that way as long as you are willing. All right. So any final words?
Just wishing abundance and prosperity on you, of course,
Oh,
for this broadcast, and also for your listeners.
I take it. I accept it. Thank you. And I return it to you. I hope you continue with your abundance. But again, this was thank you for tuning in to TTV. Again, this was Freedom Friday. So we got some wonderful financial advice from Rhonda Byrd. Again, her information will be below so that you can reach out to her and contact her so she can help you, start living a better life. Like, who doesn't want to live a better life? Okay, so reach out to her for your free consultation, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you guys, and have a wonderful night.